Everybody, and welcome. Get myself all set up here. All right. Welcome to the Oregon Department of Human Services Self-Sufficiency Partners Meeting. We do offer ASL and Spanish interpretation, so please use the interpretation icon below to select how you would like to participate in our meeting today. We also offer CART transcription services, and I see that Jennifer has put a link in chat there for you if you need to follow that. Self-Sufficiency Programs is committed to developing and deepening our partnerships to provide outstanding and culturally specific services and supports to people in Oregon. This means listening, learning, and working together across the ODHS programs, state agencies, the 9 tribes of Oregon, community-based organizations, and members of Oregon's communities. This virtual meeting occurs monthly and is a forum for updates, discussion, feedback, Q&A about self-sufficiency programs and other related subject matter. This meeting is recorded so that we can share the meeting along with the presentations and minutes to those partners who are unable to join us today. And that follow-up email with all corresponding documents and links will be sent in about 1 week. So hopefully you're all okay with the recording. I think that it is starting here very soon if it hasn't started already. But if there are any concerns regarding that, please do reach out to me so that we can work through that and make accommodations if needed. At this time, if you could please introduce yourself in chat, include your name, pronouns, organization, and role. That would be great. It's very helpful for us to know who's here and for our partners as well. So I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to do that myself as well. All right, today's agenda includes presentations on the TANF Jobs Program, which is Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Job Opportunity and Basic Skills Program, and the Youth Employment Program, an update from Oregon Eligibility Partnership, and program updates from the Office of Equity and Multicultural Services and the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Presenters, we do ask that you turn your cameras on while presenting where able, as our partners appreciate seeing the person who is speaking. And of course, we would also like to invite anyone who is willing and able to share your cameras as well. So up first, we actually have an impromptu announcement that was not on your agenda today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to our director, Claire Sigwin. Claire.
Thanks, Misha. Hey, everybody. I hope your week is going well. We're heading into some nice weather. I know I personally am excited about that. Love a little bit of sunshine on the work. I'm here today, though, to share with you a pretty exciting announcement. You may have seen it in the paper. You may have seen it on the news already because it got quite a bit of coverage. But in case you didn't, I wanted to make sure that I shared the info with you that the partnership between self-sufficiency and child welfare has been recognized by the Doris Duke Foundation, and we have received a $9 million 3-year grant award for Oregon, an initiative that is called Opt-in for Families. So there are 3 other states who are joining us, and so we are very proud and honored to be one of the recipients chosen. In the past, child welfare has really centered on removing children from their homes, right? That was sort of their reason for being. But Oregon and many other states have realized that that approach really harmed many families by separating the children from their communities unnecessarily. So many families have been separated, not because of abuse, but because of poverty, hardship, and maybe unmet needs in the family. So the separation of these families has disproportionately affected Black and American Indian communities, causing generations of trauma. So we together have an opportunity to change this legacy by thinking differently about how we do our work at ODHS and about the role of human services in general in a way to support and strengthen families rather than separate them. We've already implemented some pilot programs around the state to test out some new approaches to partnering with communities and supporting families differently, with the goal primarily of keeping everyone together. So at our self-sufficiency programs, of course, we administer food and cash assistance and some of the other basic needs programs. We've been partnering directly with the child welfare folks to provide families with services and supports that they need to achieve stability and lessen the need for child welfare intervention. We're really taking a look at some of that upstream prevention work that SSP is so well poised to provide. So this new program, Opt-in for Families, is going to build on the work we've already started, and it's going to allow us to expand and reach even more families and communities. The grant funds two primary components. The first one is technical assistance that will help develop a referral system that is ultimately going to route reports from the Oregon Child Abuse Hotline, ORCA, that are not considered child abuse following a screening process to community partners instead. So nationally and in Oregon, about 50% of all these calls to child hotlines are not found to constitute abuse. However, the reports often indicate there might be other serious needs that could be addressed through SSP programs or other partnerships that we have in community. So Opt-in for Families is going to link those families to voluntary assistance programs from other community organizations and ODHS self-sufficiency programs. So we are really excited about this. There is potentially a cash component that we're going to work through developing as a part of this. I mean, there's so much opportunity here for us to really lean into the work that we already know is important and successful and just do more of it, learn from it. The Doris Duke Foundation is bringing some additional partners to the table from the Harvard Research Lab and a bunch of other folks who are going to help us track these impacts and really, sort of do the analysis that we need to know that we are leaning in all the right ways and doing all the right things, and then being able to demonstrate that in a data related format is going to be really great as well. So I don't know if there are any questions about that. There are a bunch of articles that are out. You can just Google it and find some more information if you're interested in that. There was some conversation in Washington, D.C. at the same time we were doing our launch here in Oregon. That was kind of fun, a big press event. And our very own Rebecca Jones-Gaston, who in her new role was able to talk about this work, spoke, and as did Senator Ron Wyden. So it was a really cool event, lots of recognition for Oregon and the other states who are bravely moving into this new approach. So let me know if you have questions. I can follow up later. Look for the media if you're interested, and we'll be reporting back on this work as we get rolling. We've got an advisory board we're going to be setting up and some other things that'll need to happen first, but over the next 3 years, we should have some exciting data to share. Thanks, Misha.
Thanks, Claire. So Susan, I do see that you had a question wanting to learn more. So sounds like we are, this is an announcement, and we're going to be developing a lot of things here, but I'll try and find one of the news releases that, or a news release or one of the articles that Claire was talking about to share in the chat for you to take a look at. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on because we do have a very full schedule today. So if you'll remember back, we had a survey some time ago about how this meeting was going and what sort of things folks would like to hear more about, learn more about during our partner meetings. And one of the things that came out from that was the interest in our employment and training programs and being less familiar with those. So our employment and training program manager came and did kind of an overview with the promise that we were going to break it down over some other meetings so that you get to know the programs a little bit better. So today is another day of learning a little bit more about those programs. So I'm going to go ahead and hand everything over here to Ashley and to Janet, who are going to talk to you about two important programs that we have.
Hello, everybody. I think Janet's here too. I'm Ashley Ty. I work with our employment and training team. Janet, are you there?
I am here. Thanks,
All right.
Ashley.
There you are. So yeah, Janet's going to lead the conversation, but I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. So I'm here as well.
Yes. And I'm Janet Scott. I work with Ashley, and we're excited to share about the TANF Jobs Program. And we do have a video I have not shared before in this platform. Hopefully it'll work well. Let me know if you don't see the screen in just a minute. Here we go. Okay, are you able to see the full screen?
Not yet.
Okay, I have a 1 and a 2. I'm displaying. You seeing anything change? Okay, let
No.
me change the screens. Put the 1 over here and the 2 over here. Nope. Okay, let me stop it.
Technology, always fun, isn't it,
I'm
Jen?
so sorry.
I know. I've been there many times.
Yes, and I'm going to stop sharing if it'll let me get to it. Nope. And switch where I've shared from. Maybe that'll help.
Janet, when you pop it up, I'm looking at it now so that I can guide you better. There should be a window that pops up with a whole bunch of choices of what to share. Do you see
Oh,
that? And then you select what you want to share.
okay, that helps.
Okay,
And let's see, I want to share screen 2.
all right, I see a Zoom window,
Okay,
but
do you,
I do see your computer.
how about now?
Ah, there it is.
Oh, good. Okay, we'll get going and I'll talk fast. The slides, you won't need to take notes. We'll give the slides to Misha so she can share them as well. So to start out, the TANF Jobs Program is temporary assistance for needy families. And jobs is not just a job. It is the Job Opportunity and Basic Skills Program. So we're going to dive into what jobs is, what it involves, and what supports are available to families we work with. So the TANF program is cash assistance, and as families apply for cash assistance, they will be offered an opportunity to have a screening for themselves and their family to see if there's some things going on that, it's a big effect to them, but it just doesn't come to mind when they want to talk about it. It's emotional, but there's an optional choice for the family to ask for screenings for domestic violence, for learning needs. Did they have an IEP in school, or is there something special that could help them as they work in our programs? Substance use, it could be medication management, it could be an issue with someone else having a substance issue, but a screening for that, a screening for mental and physical health. From the screening, there is an assessment. And this is a picture of one of the kind of assessments that could be used in working with a family in trying to identify what areas of their life might have issues that they didn't, again, even think about. In this assessment, we see the setting sun all the way to the bright sun to determine where the family is as they just generally talk about different things in their life. And it's just getting an understanding of a participant or family's needs, strengths, and goals. Now, other resources in the community can be identified through this, as well as identifying what needs and services in jobs could be available. So from that assessment, a personal development plan is created. This could be a family plan as well as an individual plan. In this personal development plan, it should have activities that support the family in meeting their goals to reduce or eliminate barriers and promote family stability. There will be short-term goals. That'll probably be the first because we want to address safety and immediate family stability, and reducing or eliminating barriers so they can move forward to the long-term goals. From those goals, jobs, programs, services are identified that can help. It could be with a contracted provider, it could be with a specialized provider in the community, it could be doing something on an individual base, but it's all based on the service choices selected by the participant in collaboration with her family coach. Now, job support service payments are another part of this assessment and personal development plan creation. And there are ways that family coaches can have that conversation to find out how we can help the family stabilize to be able to engage in activities successfully. Payments could be made or resources found for transportation or housing, interview clothing, tools or equipment. That might even be shoes or things in order to look at the occupation or career they're looking towards. Technology access could be starting up an internet service, something that they could get going with, maybe going into an educational activity, also help with tuition or books. This is not a complete list. There are so many things. We want our families to ask or talk about anything under the sun, and then we can start thinking about how can we help address this issue that the family is experiencing. Our services are broken into 4 categories: stability, well-being, education and training, and employment and job readiness. We've crafted them in this way to make it easier to find what services could be available in each of the categories. And let me go further and explain. There are child activities. It could be gaining parenting skills, balancing work and family, or finding things that contribute to the well-being of a child. Stabilized living could be searching for housing or working with housing agencies, getting maybe an accommodation through their living situation. And then life skills. It could be just somebody has left the household and they were the person that did a lot of the day-to-day organization. The family members left, need to learn those skills. This gives them a chance to work on that development as well. Well-being services could be a very personal thing. And again, we talked about those screenings about substance use, drug and alcohol services. This could be medication management. This could be support groups for somebody who has cancer or other things. It doesn't mean it's an abuse, but how we help the family with what the issue is. Medical related services. A lot of our families have moved a bit. And when you move a county, sometimes you lose your medical provider because the plan doesn't cover it. This service helps the family work with a provider to get things started again, find those connecting documents to go to the next provider, or just get established for each member in the household. Mental health, same thing with the screenings and services. And again, these are contracted services to help get people connected as well as providing some immediate supports. Rehabilitative services could include physical therapy, pain and medication management, or other things that are necessary as part of the healing process from the well-being issue that they're experiencing. We move on into education and training. Adult basic education could start at any time of a person's literacy needs. English as a second language, high school diploma or GED are all available services, as well as job skills training. If someone wants to, let's say, get a certificate in Excel, they could sign up for a class and be in job skills training. Self-initiated training is somebody working towards a 2 or 4 year degree. And vocational training is a training that, I'm sorry, I had my notes in one spot. Vocational is working towards a degree in a specific field. As we move on, now we come to jobs, employment, and jobs readiness, which again, isn't just hitting the pavement looking for a job. It's building a resume, working on interview skills, getting support to connect with employers. What's the best way to do it in today's world? How has this employer come into our community, and how can we engage early to get our participant on the job at the beginning of the business? On-the-job training can include unpaid internships, work study, a participant in the youth employment program. And this is TANF-YEP, and that was one of the questions that was noted within the services that the employment and training programs offer. TANF-YEP is an evolving program. Right now, it was just for the summer, and we're expanding to year-round. This year, we had a lot of new contracts that had to be developed, and so the program, or the service is a little late in launching, but you'll be hearing a lot more as we've just gotten work agreements developed with the workforce boards. They'll be working with their local contractors. This provides support to youth on TANF who are 16 up to a young adult, age 24, as long as they're on TANF. It can offer things like how to read a pay stub. What does a work schedule look like? What do you do on break? And then opportunities to actually work for a short period of time at specific occupation situations where they can earn a paycheck as well. And then they're able to have that full experience and possibly some work experience for a future goal. Jobs Plus is paid employment or subsidized short-term paid employment at a private, public, or nonprofit work site. Work experience again, and there's some paid work history. Supported work is for someone who maybe hasn't been in the workplace for a while. This provides a coach, somebody who can provide job-related intensive support in an unpaid work or work simulated activity. So it just gives them some confidence in the work skills. Work experience is unpaid work at a private, public, or nonprofit work site as well. Sometimes you'll find someone start out with an employer and work experience. They may go to a Jobs Plus. It just depends on the situation and the individual. One doesn't require the other, but maybe somebody, yeah, I really like that volunteering unpaid experience. And now there's an opportunity I might apply and be selected for a subsidized experience for pay. Moving on, progress. After a while, progress will start to be recognized. The participant will continue on their path that was agreed towards the short and long-term goals. The family coach and participant, again, will continue all the way through to decide if any course changes are necessary. Sometimes it's 2 steps back to do a step forward because maybe they needed a certificate in something else in order to move forward into something of another career goal. So supports can be given at any time. The family coach likes to be open and available, so there's many ways that they can communicate, whether family coach is going to visit with the participant at a community location, maybe stopping over at college if they were in college, or somewhere else that is convenient to the family. It doesn't always have to be an office visit or a home visit. So some families, what we've gone through were the contracted services, but there's even more services that we offer that we don't contract with, but they're a regular partner as we work with them side by side, almost colleagues. In the community services program, we want to give credit to families what they're doing. And if the person is volunteering at their school already, or in a cleanup program, or working with seniors or elderly people, religious organizations, if they would like, we can give them credit for that work that they're doing. They're gaining work experience skills and will help them to work to put that into their resume as well. Crisis intervention, before any kind of plan or development plan can be developed, maybe some things need to be addressed. We would have this opportunity to take that time. The domestic violence step, we have temporary assistance to domestic violence survivors. And I know it has a new name, and I'm sorry I don't have that at hand. But this would be for maybe somebody has had domestic violence in the past, or they want to have some protection planning, safety planning. This service could be set up so they could gain that resource information, and we're very supportive of that. Family stabilization, again, it's one where maybe the family had a parent who was away in the military for a while. The families had that parent come home. There needs to be some time to let the family bond. That's what family stabilization is about. Family support and connections is such a valuable partner with us. Their focus is safety and well-being of the children and avoiding involvement with child welfare. Their program goes well beyond our jobs program. It goes into our communities and is an excellent resource if you have a family that is struggling and you think child welfare may have an involvement. Ask for family support and connections information with your partner network. And then the last one is the SSI application process, where a parent or caretaker has applied for Social Security and they need some help to navigate the processes so they don't get like a first-time denial. So they are connected, and part of that, like medical experience, getting those medical records that can be provided to help prove their situation to Social Security for eligibility. Okay, and then we're at questions. I tried to go fast so we're on time, but again, the slides will be coming out. Are there any questions anybody has right off?
We
Okay,
did have a couple questions come through in the chat, but Ashley was taking care of those. So thank you, Ashley.
okay,
And wonderful presentation. I love all the details and stuff. I think is great. I might have to borrow this for other things later, Janet.
sounds great, and I'll send them over.
Yeah,
I do want to
perfect.
share one little thing if I can have one more minute.
Sure.
Okay, I want to show the future. And what this is an application that we're working on right now called the Jobs Outcome Indicators. It's the one thing to help identify how the participant is doing in the service they have chosen. And so we're going to be working with our contracted partners. You'll see here the 4 categories we talked about: the stability, well-being, education, and training, and the services within those categories. Now we'll look at indicators. How is the person doing with connecting and building supports in their life skills? And so we'll have some questions and processes. Maybe another time we can come back and talk to you about that, but we look forward to more information about the success and experience of the participant as they work with us. So thank you.
All right.
And
Thank you, Janet.
thank you. And
if anybody thinks of any questions that maybe just didn't come to you in this moment, please put them in chat, and we will get you the answers. And if Ashley and Janet hang around for a little bit, they might answer you directly in chat.
Sure.
And that works as well. So thank you so much there, Janet.
Well, thank you.
I saw somebody with clapping hands, so that's good.
Oh, nice.
All
I
right.
hope it was helpful.
It was helpful for me. It's always good to, hear about this again and all the wonderful pieces to jobs. So thank you. All right. Up next, it's been a little while since we've taken some time to really update you on all things Oregon Eligibility Partnership. So I'm going to hand it over to James, who's going to dazzle us with his information.
Hey, don't raise the bar too high there. I don't know about a dazzle, but in any case, it's good to be with you all, and yeah. So let me just dive in. I've got 18 slides of fun here, and I should mention too that I'll be leaving the meeting early because we have a summer EBT presentation right after this, and I know Misha has the link that she'll be presenting, but in any case, I'm happy to be here, talk about some things. I'll start off with some things you've already heard about, because we have, ODHS in general has a new website. It's also been, as you heard last month, been translated into Spanish. And I just want to also flag that there's also a portion that has help in your language. There's 16 languages that are on the website. That there's a phone number you can call, and you'll reach an interpreter who will then go, be able to jump the line, because we pay for these interpreters by the minute, to reach an eligibility worker. So I just, there's a tiny screenshot there that has some of those languages. But in any case, I will plug on forward, and I can't resist anytime I talk to people to talk about the mobile app. If you look up Oregon One Mobile in any of the app stores, you'll the person you're working with will be able to do a whole bunch of things. Now, of course, you can't apply. That's someday in the distant future, but it's in English and Spanish, like the one website, and you can do tons of other things. And I can't resist telling a couple stories I've had recently where I was in a lobby for one of the self-sufficiency offices and happened to talk to this woman sitting next to me who said she had to wait and she was frustrated. She had to wait a long time to get a verification that she was in SNAP so she can get rent assistance. And I was like, well, we have this app. And she started loading it. I had to run off. And then later on, when I was coming back, she was leaving saying, hey, it has what I needed. It's great. It works. And so I'm just happy to share that. But I also feel obligated to share a second story where I was talking to a gentleman on a Max train and I was plugging the app again. He was like, I have a flip phone and I hardly use it. So it's, it's not for everyone. But nonetheless, I think a lot of the people that you work with will find it helpful. So, and we do have videos up, and I'm gonna drop the links in the chat, although you will get yeah, so they're just 45-second videos, just an overview in English and Spanish, but nonetheless, it's helpful, and I'm excited to say that I've seen the rough drafts of some other videos that talk about some of the other functionality that I probably shouldn't even mention it, but they will come out sometime soon, but they're working on it. All right, and Gabby, you said, can we share on social media? What I'm not sure what you're referencing.
Oh, the videos, if we can share on social media, the
Oh,
videos.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, I would love that. All right, now it's time to dive into some of the numbers. I love numbers. And they're not terrible right now. I mean, any wait longer than 30 seconds is sort of terrible. But nonetheless, we've got a whole bunch of confusing lines here. That blue line is the line is the amount of time that on average, a person waits for an eligibility worker, and it could be an ABOD worker, it could be a few different things. But if someone calls up the customer service line, they're looking to get help, their application, chances are that's the wait. That yellow line is, if they're not sure who to talk to, they're just going to talk to someone. Maybe it's support staff, maybe it's something simple, but often the support staff will then might direct them to an eligibility worker if that's what they need. You can see that the wait has been getting longer there, but we had this jump in January. That's the story that we have right now. And then that purple line, I suspect a lot of you don't know about this, but if someone is getting stuck, trying to create their account, they're not able to connect things, like say they're trying to create or match their benefits with their mobile app, or create a one account in general, and they don't have a credit history. There's what we call the applicant portal technical team, which we need to change the name of, but that's the online help queue that's talking about, and the waits for that are relatively short, as you can see. So I'm blazing through stuff. You can see where we're at. I think the results are a little more on the next slide. And again, ton of data. You can see the bars, is what, as an agency, we look at, because that's the number of applications received each month. It's, during open enrollment, there was more calls, but you can see that there's a lot of applications come in. And while every program has its own rules of what the federal government says we need to get applications processed by, and that could be a whole presentation by itself. Our goal as an agency is to get applications processed same day, next day. And, I know everyone probably has experiences hearing about, people who've had to wait a long time. That's frustrating, but there are also people who get a quick response. And we're, about half the time we're getting these applications processed same day, next day. And hopefully that small trend going up will continue, but, we'll see. All right, continuing my ways forward, because I'm basically done with the OEP portion of what I wanted to talk about. So a slight pause while I wait and see. I don't know if I can see if someone has their hand up, but I can see the chat. Now, I want to talk about the public health unwinding. And so, this, is a modified graph. It's really busy. I apologize for that, but you can see we're at the end of renewals that have come through. And then there's going to be a few more weeks or a few more months where we've got another group that I'm going to talk about in a moment, that's in a few slides, that we're going to be working on, and I want to talk about them for a bit. But this is the type of process we're looking at. Like I said, a busy chart, lots of things. If you want to review it, you can review it later. But plowing on forward, I don't know. When I was an advocate, I always hated when agencies bragged about things and stuff, but this is sort of a big deal thing where we are second in the nation behind Maine, which is annoying, but in terms of getting medical renewals completed. So as I like to say, we're second, but we still try harder. And so this is pretty good news. Now everyone is creeping up a little bit. I think Maine is still working on a few medical renewals as well, and our number will be creeping up a little bit as well. But so I'm excited to see that of the 1.5 million people that are on the Oregon Health Plan, 86% of the ones processed so far are staying on it. And we are number one in avoiding people having to go through paperwork to get that renewal as well. It's partially because of the one system. We have information on Social Security, we have information about their SNAP benefits, things like that. So almost 80% of people didn't have to do much of anything to get the renewal. That's the fancy Latin phrase, ex parte. It's I forget what it's of one side. One side is doing all the work. That's the agency side. So so anyway, that's pretty good news. Here's another way of putting our progress. Note that 8% of people, we put off, and I'll talk about that a little bit. And I'm already running out of time, and I feel like I'm talking way too much, but I'll throw a few more numbers at you. And that is just, the renewal process that we've gone through. I think the dates were slightly different from the earlier numbers, so that's why it's just a little bit different, but the previous slide, but it gets the idea of, almost 83% of benefits renewing at the same level. A small portion have dropped a bit, and then there are people who are over income, or for whatever other reason, their benefits have ended. All right. Now, if you want to play with the data yourself, like earlier on, I talked about wait times. You can go to this dashboard and you can see call volumes, customer satisfaction information on this same dashboard screen. And so I suppose I can just throw that in the chat as well, so you'll have that link. But and then I was going to talk a bit about this group for medical renewals. It's a good portion of them are older people and I'll say that we sort of messed up our notices thanks to people like Beth Englander, the Oregon Law Center, and other people. We heard about it, and we were able to, with federal help, to recognize that the notices that went out for people who were getting some of these long-term care didn't describe how they could how they can make themselves eligible with resources. So we've been able to delay their re-enrollment work while we fix the notices, and so that'll restart in April. There's also, this is more technical, some people were being worked on at the case or the family level when we could have been doing it at the case level, and so we're delaying some of those as well. So I'm going to just skip this slide because we've already sort of talked about it. But finally, we do have webinars and office hours. I help co-host an office hour to talk more about a lot of these benefits. I'm just going to slap a bunch of links into the chat. And we'd love if you are curious about any of these things, want to learn more. The webinar is a good place to learn more. If you have questions, the office hour is a good place to go as well. And so finally, OHA has this great feedback team that I wish we could steal here at ODHS more. But if there are any questions, any feedback, any concerns about this sort of work, please throw it their way. And if we need to hear about it, then we do. And so another long thing that I'll put in the chat. All right. I didn't really give time for questions, but I've been looking at the chat and filling it up with my obnoxious stuff. But if there's any other questions or anything, I'm happy to hear them. And as always, you can always email me too. Whew.
You did good, James. Lots of stuff. Anybody have a question for James before we go into some program updates?
All right. And hopefully I'll see many of you at the summer EBT presentation in the next hour too.
Yes, for sure. All right. So I think what I'm going to do, because I know that we do have some folks who are going to be heading over to the SEBT information forum, is we'll go ahead and give SNAP time to provide any updates that they would like to. And then we'll do the OEMS update right after that so that our SNAP folks can get to the other meeting and get set up for that. So Heather or Stephanie, what do you got?
So to allow Stephanie a little bit more time, hi everybody, I'm Heather Miles, I'm the SNAP Program Manager. And I'm going to cede some of this time to Stephanie and Christine Doody, if she's still on the call, to just give a quick update about Summer EBT before they run to that other meeting.
Great, thank you, Heather. I apologize, everyone. My voice is a little crackly. I'm getting over being sick, but good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephanie Cook, and I'm a policy analyst for the SNAP program and have been assisting with Summer EBT as we kind of get it off the ground. So for those of you who haven't heard yet, Oregon will be participating in the Summer EBT program, which is a permanent food program for children here in Oregon to kind of supplement meals that they may be missing during that summer period while they're out of school. So there's really two groups that are eligible for the benefit. The first one are those who, what we call streamlined eligible, and it's our kids that receive SNAP, TANF, or Medicaid, or are part of a child welfare foster care household, or are determined by the school to be unhoused, migrant, runaway, or homeless. So those groups will automatically be eligible for the benefit. The families won't need to apply. They don't need to do anything to receive it. Those benefits will automatically come to them. And then the other option is for households to apply for the benefit. So unlike pandemic EBT, which is a very similar program to this, but there are some differences, we will have an application for households to apply. And that's going to be available in paper format or online, and it's going to be mobile optimized. So families will be able to, it's not an app, like the app that James shared about, but you can pull up the URL on your phone and then like smoothly run through it to apply online. So those are the two options that we'll have. So the goal is to issue benefits by the beginning of June, and the benefits are $120 per eligible child. So that benefit will be issued for each eligible child in the household. So we are very feverishly preparing for this program. We have lots and lots to do, but I'd like to open it up for questions and then also give Misha time to share about the partner webinar that's happening in about 10 minutes about this very topic. So I'll pause there and see if anyone has any questions or anything more I can share about.
I don't see any questions in chat right now, and so far no hands. I did put into chat information for registration. If you want to go to that information forum, it starts at 3. So you'll need to click on that link, register, and then you'll get a link to the Zoom meeting. That's how that works. Okay. So that is there for you. I'll pause, see if there's any more questions or any questions.
Okay. Well, I'll also put the summer EBT email address in the chat here. If you have any questions, that's the perfect place to reach out. We'll be taking a look at those and then, we'll get back to you. All righty. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Stephanie. And James, just so y'all know, hopped off because he is hosting that meeting in a few minutes here. And so if you have questions for him, just put them in chat. We'll get that over to him. Heather, did you have anything you wanted to share before I hand it over for our next update?
Just one not tiny, amazing opportunity that came through the legislative session. And more to come on it as well, I promise you that. But through this short session, we have had approval to start pursuing the restaurant meal program option for Oregon, and that is a huge win for us. This is something that many of our advocates have been asking for many years. We're really excited to start that work. This is a option for the SNAP program that would allow SNAP participants who are elderly, disabled, or houseless to actually purchase meals that are hot in participating retailers, outlets, restaurants that have hot meals. So it won't get to all SNAP participants, but it is a huge part of our population that we serve would actually be served by this program in its fullness. So a task force is going to be created around this. We're going to be working with Oregon Hunger Task Force actually to align some of that work. So the members of that steering committee are going to help us really get to the timelines we need. That really does involve putting together a report for the legislature for next session to really scope out what we can do with this program, where we can potentially pilot it in Oregon, and how we propose to implement something on a more of a statewide basis. So we are, like I say, very excited about this one. We'll probably be coming back here a few times. We'll be reaching out to our advocates and our community partners for your input. We'll be working with our retailers through this process for their input as well. And so I think it's one of the most amazing opportunities that we've been given. And, kudos to the advocates who worked with us on this and supported us throughout the application for restaurant meal programs. Also, it would be remiss for me not to mention the work that our SNAP lead analyst, Jean Cubitt, did in pulling some of this together with us and making sure that we kept putting this in front of people each and every opportunity that we've had. So shout out to you, Jean. Thank you so much for the work that you've done. And back to you, Misha.
Thanks, Heather. There's a question in chat, if you don't mind maybe answering in chat, because I know Patty is going to provide an announcement on behalf of Dwight because he was unable to make it today. But I know our Office of Equity and Multicultural Services really wanted you all to be in the know about a new resource they're putting together. So Patty, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Happy to. Patty Unfred, she, her pronouns. I work in strategic planning for self-sufficiency programs. I've spoken with you several times before. You're getting the B team. Sorry, Dwight was not available today from our Office of Equity and Multicultural Services, but I wanted to make sure that we are sharing just some preliminary information with you around an equity dashboard. So OEMS, that Office of Equity and Multicultural Services, is working with each program in ODHS to develop equity dashboards. And our equity dashboard for SSP is currently in development. An equity dashboard is a visual representation of data. It is community facing, so all of you will have access to the data. It is disaggregated, and this is really key, of course, by what we call real D data, which is race, ethnicity, language, and disability. So as we know, in order for us to really understand disproportionality and address issues of inequities, we really need to understand what communities are being impacted and who has access and who is not. So that's where I think the equity dashboard is really going to come into play. It's really going to show us, how are we actually doing when it comes down to that disaggregation of data. It's important because it helps us really make data informed decisions. So as we look at, our programs, our service delivery, it really allows us to be able to look at a glance and see how we're doing. The really cool thing about it, and this is where, we wanted to kind of preview it today, and we'll have more time next month to talk about it, but that is really getting your input around, what would be meaningful to you in terms of what data do you want to see? Because this is a resource for everyone. It's not just for us to use behind the scenes. So some of the key elements I'll mention just briefly. Again, I said it's a visual representation. It should be really easy to understand. It's not going to be, multiple charts and tables and things that, the average person wouldn't be able to understand. So it should be very user-friendly. It'll be real-time data. So it allows us to, us and you as well, to really monitor in real time what's going on. It'll help us track those key performance measures. It'll support that database decision-making that I mentioned. Interactive, so interactive in that it'll allow you to really explore and engage with the data on your own. It's not something that you have to have someone interpret for you or pull a report for you. And it really automates that data reporting so that it really makes it much easier and quicker and less time consuming to create reports. So more to come in April. Just wanted you to know that it is coming. We're waiting for some additional data from PSU. That's one of the things that we're waiting on. And then hopefully Dwight will be back with us in April and we can have more of a discussion on that, but wanted to give you that preview. So thank you, appreciate it. And I know many of you are probably heading over to the other meeting shortly. So thanks.
Thank you, Patty. I appreciate you getting that information out for Dwight. So thank you all for being here. We did pretty good. We only went 2 minutes over and we had lots of stuff for you today. So I'm going to go ahead and let you all go, and would encourage you, if you have more interest and questions about summer EBT, that you pop into that meeting because it's starting in 3 minutes. Otherwise, we'll see you next month. Thanks so much.